Welcome back, all you sexy animals. This is Mike with Dan's Homestead. We are going to be, in this video, building a coffee table. We are going to be building it 42 inches long, 20 inches wide, and about 18 inches tall. We are going to make the top out of cedar and the legs and rails out of pine. We are going to start now ripping down to rough lengths. We're going to cut it about 44 inches to get it to rough length, and we'll be ripping it down in the right width we need, and jointing and planing it. Now we will head to the joiner. We are going to glue the top together for this coffee table. I'm just going to do butt joint gluing. I feel this don't need no biscuits or any joiner other than gluing. I think it's plenty strong.
So do you have any tips or tricks on gluing this together?
Well, there's always something that's going to fight you, and put calls on them. I'm going to have to put one right here in the middle to get that to draw down. If not, a lot of sand is going to happen.
So you have one standing on end, and then you have the other one on the face. Why is that?
Because I don't have the room to stand it up. So I'm doing it this way. Which is, this needs to go, the top needs to go down anyway, not the opposite. This board right here.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna rip down our rails and legs for our coffee table we're working on. All right, we're gonna get started on planing them down. Our finished size we want is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Alright, got them built down to 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. We're going to go over here to the miter saw and get them cut. Alright, we're going to start with the legs. They're going to be 20 inches long. Then the top of the coffee table is approximately 3/4 inches thick, so the total overall height will be 20 3/4. There's our feet. Now the overall length of the coffee table is going to be 42, so I am going to make the top rails on the long side 38 inches. That's going to give me about a 2-inch overhang of the top. Got too many tape measures. I leave one here and I'm always wanting to put it in my dang pouch, and I got one in my pouch. But I'll get down there to the other end of the shop and won't have either one of them. Watch. Take your time going slow. You don't have much blowout, but if you're having problems with blowout, maybe look at the kind of blade you got, or put you a piece of wood back here for a call. That way when you cut through, it don't blow it out as bad. We are going to, on the top rails, we're going to 45 these. And on the ones I told you 20 inches on, I screwed out. We have to subtract 1.5 inches per side, per here and here. That way we only have 20 from long point to long point. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about long point. We're going to 45 the corners here on the miter saw. I always go by past 45 just about a 1/2 degree. That way if you're off just a little bit, or if your board's not exactly perfect, you have a little bit of play to get that 45 degree joint tight as possible. Now to get these exactly the same length, I'm going to go ahead and set my front block back up. So your overall length for the end should be 17 inches, long point to long point. 17 inches. The long point to long point is from here to here. Long point to long point. You can either set up a stop block, or you can do this. Set one on top of each other. Whatever you feel safest doing, I recommend once you get your top lined up where it needs to be, pull that one away where it don't catch and get yourself hurt. All right, I'll kind of show you what I got planned here. So this will be the top framework for the top to rest onto. Okay, we're going to do the tape clamping method. I've had pretty good luck with this. I'll do 3 of them for now, and then I'll have to put the other one together after I flip it over. You can use CA glue to do a temporary clamp on it, or you can use clamps. I've had pretty good luck doing this. Just always make sure you're square before you walk away from it. 2-finger it, get her done. Ooh, that kind of sounds bad.
Oh, yeah.
There's a, see, I told you, I'd leave my tape somewhere. So you can do the square method from corner to corner if that's what you prefer, or you can do a square, big old framing square. It's just whatever is your cup of tea. I usually do both just to cover my butt, to be honest with you. I just always do a little extra taping, never hurts nothing. especially if you're kind of fighting something, definitely want to put a little bit extra on there. I always flip it, like that one right there. I knew it was going to be twisted, so that's why I flipped it to make sure that joint was tight. See if we can pull it together with this tape. If not, we'll have to get a clamp on it. This will flush them up each other, unless you got a twist or something, then you'll have to address that. And you can always pin nail it if you want to, while you got it taped up and glued. I'm just gonna give it just a little bit of love. Nothing crazy. Barely any tension at all, because not them 45s will slide. Get big old Bertha out. One more. All right, there she is. And we are good. Now we'll get to work on the legs. Cut an example. Make sure it's going to be what we want. So we're going to do a setup. If you got a dado blade, set that up. Be quicker. I'm just going to do single blade. By the time I get done changing it out and putting it back, it just ain't worth me messing with it. So I'll show you what I got in mind here. So we're going to set up 3/4 depth. Take that out all the way across there. That'll be the first step. So you line up your line whichever way you're going. On this side, I'm on this side of it, so you're going to line it up with this slot of where the blade is. If you're on this side, it'd be on this side of the slot. All right, here's the first half. Now we're going to take off a little bit more this way. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. This is just a sample of what I needed to set it at. So it would go in the corner like that, and half laps, 3/4 of an inch each way. Here's an example. You can see it a little bit better right there on the side. So that's what we'll do. We won't bore you with cutting all 4 of them. All right, we're gonna finish this last one up. Got all 4 of them. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. This is our spacers. or rails rather, for our lower shelf. So basically, they're going to go in there like that. But we're going to bring them up. This will be the bottom shelf, so it'll be like this. So what I did basically was put them in there, dry fitted them. That's how I got this measurement here. Same way with down here, and then the same way with here. That way we're all square when we bring it up and glue it in. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just butt them like they are down here. I'm going to butt them here. Glue them. And then once it's dry, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to drill. And I'm going to put like a piece of cedar as a dowel rod, just to give it some character. Which would be, you know, and help strengthen it, to where if a kid wants to crawl up underneath it, you ain't got to worry about it going anywhere. All right. So when you're doing these, I'm going to glue the sides in before I put the legs on the upper skirt. So make sure you put an X on the boards where the inside's going to be. That way you know where they gotta go. Backwards. There we go. So that will be where they're going to be height wise. And then I'm putting this shelf kind of down low. That way, if they want to put something underneath there, they can. It's closer to the floor, but I think it still is going to look just fine. Well, all right, we'll get the gluing up now. We will glue these two sides or ends up, and I'm going to let them dry for a little while, and then we'll come back and put the rest of it together. All right, we're going to make our own slots for the top to expand and contract. Honestly, I don't usually do this. I've never really had a problem, but I don't like Z-clips. I absolutely hate them, despise them. So what I'm going to do is drill a bigger hole, recess the screw just a little bit, and then that way the head will go down in there. The head will recess because of this bit. Well, then I'm going to use this bigger bit after I recess. I'm going to use this bit here, which is about twice the size of this screw, and that will give it just a little bit of movement. That's all you're going to need. I built a nightstand in school over 30 years ago, and it's literally all glued and dadoed, and it's yet to separate. So yes, I'm sure it has a lot of it has to do with how much moisture you have, but having to use Z-clips, I call bullshit. I think it's a waste myself. So now we're just going to take this drill bit and drill it all the way through. That way it gives us room for that screw. See how loose that screw is? Got a lot of play in it. So that's going to let us do what we're going to do without having to use Z-clips. Or any other tabletop fastener that they're trying to sell you. Okay, we're going to rip the top of the coffee table down now. 21 wide by 42 long.
on the world.
All right, we're gonna put a 45 on these corners and then chamfer it. We're gonna move it in 1 5/8 inches. Just 45 it like that, and we'll take this off. Try to get you a good view over here. We're gonna cheat and use the miter saw. Alright, got a little bit of sanding to do. I won't bore you with that. I'll get her sanded and then I'll come back. Alright, we're gonna chamfer this edge here. Get a little bit better view for you. We're got a clamp here with a caul to keep from dimpling my top. So we'll get that done now.
We're gonna take on the world. Standing tall, we gotta make it our own.
Alright, just a little bit of light sanding and we'll get her installed. Alright, we got that all chamfered. Now we're going to put the top on. Got a 2-inch reveal all the way around it. If you guys don't have one of these cards, make sure you get one. They're badass.
Badass.
No waiting around. Winners would never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands.
Alright, there's the top. Now I'm going to work on damn camera to stay still. Now I'm going to work on this shelf down here. Alright guys, we're going to get these clamps taken off this shelf for this coffee table. Get it ripped down and plane down and rip down to size and get it installed. Do the final sandings on the coffee table so we can get it sent out.
100%. We gonna take on the world.
Approximate size should be about 12 5/8. We're gonna get it cut to rough length now.
Yeah, we gotta move.
Alright, we're gonna do a little bit of sanding. We got to cut length and width. Then we'll put a slight chamfer. We'll chamfer the edge like we did the top.
Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta.
Well, I forgot to hit play. Sorry about that, guys. I had to work on this right here. Had to knock it loose. I was off just a little bit when I put that in. So I had to knock it loose and I'm gonna have to re-glue it. So all right. See, I put this 3/4 cleat all the way around. There's the shelf. All right. Just gotta screw it down from the back side. See where I got the chamfer right here? This has got to go down a little bit, but see right here. All right, that's how I'm going to just glue it down and use some spring clamps. There's no reason it ain't going to have no structure of any kind on it, or pressure. It ain't structure wise, so I'll just glue it and we'll call her good. Put a clamp in the middle, pull it together until it's dry. If you're worried about putting too much pressure on and denting your wood, just put you some boards on each side of it. Keep it from denting in. I'm not personally worried about it. Especially if you're using a real soft wood. Pines, yeah, it's pretty soft, but I ain't putting that kind of pressure on it, so not too worried about it. Basically just have a little bit of a bow out. You know how them 2x4s get. Especially if you rip them down, they want to bow or twist or God knows what. So, especially if there's any moisture at all in them. Anybody else leave their tools laying around and get mad because they can't find them? Or is that just me? Probably just me, right? There we go. Well, there's that. Well, just gotta let her set a little bit. I gotta do my final sanding on all of it. Go from there. Alright guys, well we got the clamps off the shelf and I did some sanding, and now I am going to just wipe it off with a damp cloth. That's usually what I do. I mean, you can use anything you want. You can blow it off. A lot of times I blow it off and then I do a wipe down with a damp cloth. Whatever you prefer, really. Whatever your method is fine. I mean, if you blow it off, you know, make sure you get it to where the dust don't settle back on it before you go to put your seal coat on it or finish coat. And if you get a little bit of moisture in it more than you wanted to, just give it a little bit to dry. It'll soak in, and as long as you ain't doing both edges, it will come out the back side of it and evaporate and dry out. So that's how I've been doing it for years. So all right, well, I'll get started on our finish. All right, just stirring up my lacquer. Don't ever want to shake it, just stir it. I'm using it's just what I like. I like Minwax clear brushing lacquer, clear semi-gloss. If I ever get my shop built, my add-on built to my shop, I want to put me a finish room in there. And then it won't, I'll do all my spraying. I'll build several projects and then I'll do my spraying at once or staining at once. And then it won't matter in there because you're inside. It'll be a sealed room. Let me get my PPE on. I always forget that crap. I always like how lacquer changes the color of the cedar so rich. I love it. Well, I'm going to have to sand this down. I didn't catch that stamp from the factory where they stamped the 2x4, so I'll have to sand that down a little bit. And then also right here is a couple cross grain scratches. See it right there? I didn't catch until I put the lacquer on. Does real good to have good lighting, and I got okay lighting. I need to get some more, so I'll have to let that dry and sand that down. And all right, I forgot to video it in the shop, guys, but we got the coffee table done. I think it turned out really sharp. Got it matching with the end tables over here. So anyway, we'll get a price and material list together and see you soon. Make sure to like and subscribe and share, please. Thank you.